So I know we talked about that game yesterday, but is anybody downgrading Omarion Hampton considering sitting him?
No.
I could see a situation where I've got some guys that were drafted behind him ahead of him. So he's, I think, RB25 for me. I didn't downgrade him on the Najee Harris is starting quotes news. But I did downgrade him a little bit when Najee was a full go at practice and they said he was going to play. So I full PPR, I would start Jaylen Warren over him. I'd start Aaron Jones over him. I'd start Trevion over him. I'd start Tyrone Tracy over him.
Do the Chargers just want to lose?
I mean, we'll see what starting and playing time.
I mean, okay, he's the veteran. Great. Congratulations. You missed the entire practice portion of your season to get ready for the season because of an unfortunate situation. And all this kid has done is bust his butt, and then you're going to say, sorry, you're not starting? It's just so dumb.
All right, Devon Achane was limited. We are expecting him to play. Couple of interesting wide receiver notes, though. Christian Kirk, he missed practice with a hamstring injury. They're at the Rams on Sunday. And Keon Coleman was limited with a groin injury. Limited's good, but you don't like midweek injuries or anything like that. So we'll see about Christian Kirk and Keon Coleman. People might have to make decisions. Keep an eye on the practice report, but you might have to, I don't know, start.
You're not making any decisions. Yeah, you're not making probably. Oh, I think you probably start Javonte Williams over those guys anyways. I was thinking the Friday game might be more of the decisions with like a Keenan Allen or a Marquise Brown, but
I would start Kirk over Javonte if he's healthy.
Okay. Jacoby Myers seems to be okay playing without a new contract, so I don't think we should count on him getting traded. Famous last words. Victor Fur of The Athletic thinks that the Ricky Pearsall hype is premature, and Juwan Jennings is expected to play this week, and I think he signed a contract this morning, right?
Yesterday, he signed a 3-year $3 million incentive-based extension. So basically, he has to hit playing time numbers to get his $3 million.
Which is not nothing, because if you were worried that Juwan Jennings was going to say, I'm a free agent next year, I'm not going to play through any minor injury, this gives him some motivation to play through stuff that he would normally play through. I got a lot of people very upset yesterday by showing the target share in the last 7 games for the 49ers when George Kittle, Juwan Jennings, and Ricky Pearsall were all healthy. Ricky Pearsall had a 13% target share. That's not to say I've got Pearsall projected well ahead of Jennings this week, but he could take a massive leap and just tie Juwan Jennings in target share at around 20%. And then they're both probably low-end wide receiver 3s.
How much of that was with Josh Dobbs, though?
Like a game and a half, I think.
Yeah. So, even the last 2 games that Pearsall broke out, Jennings had more targets in those 2 games.
Jennings had almost all the targets. Like people talk about Pearsall in week 18. He had a big week. He did almost nothing until Jennings got ejected. And Jennings had, I think, double-digit targets in the first half. But that was with Josh Dobbs, who's friends with Juwan Jennings and peppered him with targets. All right. Jayden Reed missed practice with a foot injury, so he's not committing to playing in week 1 against Detroit. Big game. And Darnell Mooney was limited, so good progress for him. Obviously, the Thursday and Friday practice reports are much more important than the Wednesday practice reports, and we'll keep you posted. Cade Otton was limited. They're at Atlanta. A couple of offensive line notes. Andrew Thomas was limited. They're at Washington. We'll talk about that game tomorrow, and mentioned so many times how important Andrew Thomas is for the Giants offense. And Jets guard Elijah Vera-Tucker could be out for the season with a torn tricep. So if you were doing it all again, all the drafting again, and you knew Elijah Vera-Tucker were out for the season or an extended period of time, would you downgrade your key Jets players?
I think it's hard to, if you were already downgrading them. So for me, obviously I've been sort of anti-Breece Hall. I'm not going to downgrade him more. I would guess Dave may downgrade Justin Fields more if he, is so apt to do, because I know he was a little down on him after the preseason. And I think Garrett Wilson's just sort of been universally downgraded. So more than that, I don't know. It feels like they all got to a point where they were fairly priced, I think.
It makes me a little more nervous about Braylon Allen, actually, if he's going to be the primary runner between the tackles. And Breece Hall is going to handle more pass work and outside work.
Okay. And on defense, big defensive news. Christian Gonzalez missed practice. New England's number 1 cornerback. They're facing the Raiders. Dre Greenlaw, Denver free agent linebacker addition. He is questionable against Tennessee. He's coming off a serious injury. Both of Buffalo's starting cornerbacks are questionable right now for the Sunday night game against Baltimore. Saints edge rusher Chase Young hurt his calf. I will pick the Cardinals in this game. The Buccaneers defensive tackle Vita Vea missed practice with a foot injury. That's always a big deal for their run defense. We'll see if he's on his way back today. Micah Parsons was limited. They're hoping he's going to play. I wouldn't expect a normal snap share for Micah Parsons. And Jair Alexander practiced. I don't know why I put him in with Green Bay because he is on Baltimore now. But Jair Alexander practiced for Baltimore. And there was a question about whether or not he would play.
Just go back to Keon Coleman because Khalil Shakir practiced in full. So something to keep an eye on there for Buffalo.
Oh, I just assumed that he was playing, but I guess I should have included that. Keon Coleman limited and Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir, his ADP ended up being such a steal. You know, right? He was such an afterthought.